I am Doug Levitt, and thank you for coming to my speech about procrastination. Let's not wait until it's too late. Have you ever waited too long to get something done, only to make a frantic effort to get it done at the last minute? It's pretty normal for that to happen, but if it happens all the time, you may be a procrastinator. And don't worry, you're not alone. I knew I was a procrastinator when I adopted the mantra, if it wasn't for the last minute, I would have no minute at all. So procrastination is a huge problem for many of us, but by understanding procrastination, setting realistic goals, building self-awareness, and caring about our future, we can overcome our problems with procrastination. According to Oxford Dictionary, the verb procrastinate is to delay doing something you should do, usually because you don't want to do it. Professor Tim Pinchel calls it the gap between intention and action. So who procrastinates? To some degree or another, we all procrastinate. Stoneberger and Zurich say that 95% of students procrastinate, and 50% of those students procrastinate consistently. Also, 20% of all adults report chronic procrastination. The negative effects of procrastination include poor performance at work or at school, negatively impacted well-being, such as having stress or anxiety, impacts on your health, and troubled relationships, such as problems with your marriage, problems with your children, or your friends, or your workmates. In the psychological perspective, procrastination can be viewed as many different things, but it boils down to self-deception based on negative emotions. Berker and Yoon have concluded that it is attributed to low self-esteem and character flaws. In the rational choice framework, Stoneberger and Zurich explain that it's an initial cost, usually time, that discourages us from starting a task. This leads us to procrastinate. We're putting off what we wanted to do because we don't want to make that initial time investment. We see today's activities as being pressing and vital, whereas we see the future activities as vague and not as important, less vivid. So why should we stop procrastinating? Well, the first reason is we want to take care of our future self. Everything we do today directly impacts the things that we are and do tomorrow. So we want to not procrastinate because we want to take care of ourselves for later. We want to reduce negative emotions. When you procrastinate, you have guilt, shame, fear, a lot of these other negative emotions that we want to get rid of. We want to make our time, we want to better use our time. We want to use it more effectively. And ultimately, we want to achieve our goals. We want to achieve our goals so that we can be successful in our work, our relationships, and our relationship with our family and kids. Tim Pinchel explains the following excuses that are used for procrastination. It's me. It's the task. It's the way I think. It's my lack of willpower. These are all just negative mindsets that locks us into an endless cycle of procrastination. So based on all this, and the research that I've done, I've cobbled together a list of 5 different things that you can do to stop procrastinating. The first is set goals, and then set mini goals, but make them realistic. Second, state your intentions with specificity. So in situation X, I will do behavior Y in order to achieve goal Z. This means tonight I will do my paper for 30 minutes to make sure that I'm 50% done with what I need to get done for my paper. Also, learn to say no. Say no to things that are not furthering your progress toward your goals and your mini goals. And then also learn to say no to "I'll do it later." That excuse just continues the cycle. So learn to stop saying "I'll do it later." This one seems really obvious, but just get started. If you start your task right away and just knock out the first 15 minutes of that task, over time you will see that you break the cycle of hesitating and putting off what you need to do, and you will be more apt to continue on with what you need to get done right away. Now, the last one is celebrate your progress. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a huge victory or a small victory. But when you celebrate all these little victories, you're training your brain to make better choices and to enjoy succeeding. And by doing that, you're paving your way to huge triumphs. It is my sincere hope that you now understand how important procrastination is and how it negatively impacts your life on a daily basis. I hope that you understand that you can overcome procrastination by setting realistic goals, getting started with less hesitation. I feel that by following this advice, you can overcome procrastination. I know this has all helped me tremendously with getting over procrastination. So again, I'm Doug Levitt, and thank you for attending my speech. If you have any questions, please let me know. You guys can clap if you wanted to. Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'll be here all day.